I'm Carol. I'm a resident local to the Kirby Misbeaton well site. On the first day of the lorries coming into the KM8 site, there were about 120 maybe local residents that were there. I think I'm not the only person that was there that had been brought up to respect the police, and that, you know, you would go to the police if you had problems and they were there to help you and to look after you and protect you and support you. And the way in which they were engaging with these mature people and physically handling them was horrifying.
Let's get the chair here.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
My first experience of the police removing me was to be carried face down by two officers, to be dragged, and then somebody to scoop my legs up and to fly me face down in a stress position.
As we filmed, this protester was moved off by police. More followed.
And he takes the arm behind into, I think it's called swan neck.
Get off my arm!
You're trying to break her arm.
You are getting tighter and tighter and tighter.
And he held me and put his full body weight above my elbow. But I was shouting out in shock and pain and, you know, all the rest of it. And that was my first experience. That was my first encounter with the police.
Moments later, another man who seemed to have fallen in a scuffle was handcuffed and led away.
I've had lots and lots of friends that things have happened to, probably too many to remember, really.
Move out the way then. Keep your hands to yourself.
The ambulance has been called, okay, and they will be on their way.
There was an incident last year where there was a woman at the other side of the road and I just saw them throw her to the ground, and she was very small. I remember thinking it was so over the top because she was such a, you know, nice kind of village lady, and she was just being thrown into the floor. And then there seemed to be a girl who was screaming. They'd pulled her top up and exposed her, and I think this kind of was her first protest, and she seemed quite young, and she was on the floor and she was very distressed, and there were no females around her at that point. It was purely policemen.
You would get some guys that would really push up against you.
She was screaming, is assaulting me, and I could just see that it was using his kind of this area to push her into the fence. They seem to enjoy it. They seem to enjoy it, especially with women, and that's kind of something that you can never get over, that they enjoy it. I'm not saying all the police are like that, but that there are quite a significant number that do.
Women are targeted very often so that they get a response that they can then use against the men.
I was brought up around here from a young child. My partner, when I was at a protest site, Preston New Road, got sexually assaulted by a police officer. It was disgusting.
Don't touch me. Stay there. Stay there. Get off. Stay there. Get off.
You're putting him into the
There. Get off.
How you just grabbed my
Get off their neck. Are you sexually assaulting people?
Not sexually assaulting.
You've just touched my lass's tits.
grabbed my breast.
Tripoli.
Your bollocks.
No, thank you.
Oh, well, don't grab my
Get off
breast
there.
then.
Stay there, then.
Disgusting then.
They twisted it.
Oh, God.
Bruised everything over. I've seen some of my friends get their arms snapped and stuff like that. It's not nice. And then they re-snap them after they've mended. I've seen that.
We're on the Wendover bypass, it's the A413. I was holding up banners on the side of the road, and I had my bags on the floor, and the police line moved forwards and pushed us back and separated me from the food and the coffees and stuff. I went to pick up my packet of crisps, and then I was pinned to the floor by 6 officers. I was certainly put down very quickly. I mean, put down like an animal. It did feel like that, it's hard to gauge whether they're responding to you as a citizen or responding to me as like a black male citizen, because I've only experienced their response as a black sort of male citizen.
I'm under arrest to try and have a coffee, am I? Is that it?
There certainly did seem to be discrimination towards people that they perceived as having no value, people who they perceived as being unemployed or maybe not as well educated or articulate, people of colour, people of disability, elderly people.
I've seen a guy get chucked out of his wheelchair, and like several times.
He's got paralysed on the floor.
I'm Clive Higgins. This is Rose Hill Farm. We're just outside the village of Steeple Claydon, Buckinghamshire. We've been here since 1983, bought it as an agricultural ruin, and we've spent all those years resurrecting it. They've turned up at my doorstep and said, I'm a High Court bailiff and we're here to take your land. I found them cutting a great big hole out of a hedge that I planted, which I did not appreciate. I was told by the bailiff, you're a fucking cripple, why are you here? And he leaned in and smacked me around the side of the head. The last person who did that was probably about 60 years ago, so I'm not used to that sort of... So they really lost their case from that point.
There have been four really horrific incidents of violence where young men one had his nose broken up a tree, it was bleeding and broken. Another one had his thumb damaged so badly, the hospital was worried at one point that whether he would lose his thumb. My son was choked out to the point of passing out in a tree. And I was in a tree really near him and I was the main person that saw it. And he thinks that the climber did it deliberately to try and get both of us, to affect us psychologically. And of course I am affected. It is emotionally upsetting to see your son. He thought he was going to die. Really big risks were taken with his life. So, and then more recently we had Badger, whose head was split open by a security guard repeatedly punching him.
Can you get a camera?
Yeah.
This is the assault.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, one of the security hit me on the head repeatedly. I believe it was this man here.
Have you got his number? What's your number?
What is your number?
No. Well, I wasn't bashed up. It was in their vigorous way of moving me out of the road. Yeah. This is the
Public order. Oh, public order.
Oh, yes.
I was welfare.
Resist arrest, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Resist arrest is no such charge.
Resist arrest. Where is he resisting?
Just 29% of complainants were talking about vehicles being used as weapons against them, and with intent, that's an imprisonable offence.
You are pushing that man with the machine. You're pushing a man with a machine.
Yet we have video footage of a woman slow walking a lorry and being physically moved down the road by that vehicle, that 44-tonne aggregate truck, and the police witnessing it and doing nothing to intervene.
Sort him out.
Fucking prick.
No, I'm fucking not. No, I'm not.
Police officer, I need some help!
Me.
Police officer! You just witnessed an assault. You just witnessed an assault.
A witness was these enforcement agents doing their job.
But the enforcement agents don't have an eviction order for this field. They can't just be allowed to do anything. Excuse me, sir. There's no eviction order on this field. An assault has just taken place. Will you do something?
Not at the moment.
You kind of got to question whose side they're on, really, and who they're serving. Because it's not us, is it?
It can scare you a lot away from being on the front line, you know, and that's what they want. But it scared me away for a while. I had to wait months before I went back into it. But I did, because it's important to me. So I just had to get on with it. Sleepless nights.
There is one thing that I just want to add to that. The bottom line is that peaceful protest should never be met with anger, aggression or violence by the authorities. It's wrong. It's simply wrong.